Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakwakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this hard captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nation, but are actually Yasharallah. His brother Kawakab coming at you with no lesson. Today's lesson, I want to go quickly into this video, and I'm not going to lie, there are some things that he had said that I thought was very, bear with me one moment. Slacky. So as I was saying, basically this is about this thing with the whole unemployment thing, and the reason why I'm making this lesson is because I'm not going to play the video. If you want to check it out yourself, but the reason why I was making a video on this, bear with me one moment. As I was saying, the reason why I'm making this video is because, again, a lot of the stuff that he was saying makes sense. Especially one of the things I mostly want to talk about was that whole bullshit trap that they had, and I'm not even talking about it in on a personal thing. I'm talking about it in a sense of like, think about how fucking stupid it is that people are. Or we have to have licenses or degrees or certifications. I think that's the proper term. Certifications to do jobs, when in all actuality and reality, the only thing you need is just to know what to do, know how to do something. Like, for example, apparently, for some reason I thought I heard somewhere that you don't need a license to be a lawyer or to represent someone, because you're allowed to represent yourself in court. You don't need a lawyer to represent yourself, but you need a license to represent someone else, which I think is kind of weird, where that you have to. Let me actually just look that up, because I want to make sure I'm hearing that right, because that's one of the dumbest things ever. If I commit a crime and rob someone, how is it that it's okay for me to represent myself, but if my brother commits a crime and then I say I'll represent him because I know how to talk, I know how to do all the shit or whatever, and then he's just mad, and then they just say, oh, you're not allowed to represent him, which I'm gonna say, do you need a lawyer license to practice law? Yes, you generally need a license to practice law in America. I mean, it's still to rep. Yes, you need an active law license to represent clients in court or give legal advice. So if I'm trying to tell someone, or my brother or whatever, let's just say, for example, my imaginary brother, all right, he commits a crime, goes and steals something. I'm not allowed to say, I will speak for him, on his behalf, because I'm his brother, I know what's best, or I have his best interest in mind. You have to get a lawyer. You have to get that. That is the dumbest fucking law I've ever heard in my life. Because again, Why is it that we are stuck to that when in reality it is literally as simple as, okay, well, this person is a lawyer, this person, or not this person is a lawyer, this person is smart enough and competent enough to have a conversation or to talk to someone, but instead you're saying that, oh, you can't do it because you have to be a lawyer and stuff like that. That is and I cannot continue to further reiterate that is the dumbest law ever. And you know what? The funny thing about that is that the reason why they made this a law was because for black people, they were representing other people in court and stuff like that, and to be basically, I think it was like, in order to be a lawyer, anyone could do it. It didn't require no college degree and stuff like that. But as soon as black people were doing it, then that's when they said, okay, well, let's make all these entry requirements and stuff like that, since we know that so-called black people are going to have a hard time getting it, rather than just letting people do it by themselves. This is one of these. This is one of those examples of Esau just being extremely petty and stuff like that. And again, that goes back into the whole thing of, he speaks a lot about it in the video, so that's why I definitely recommend checking out the video, which is actually insane for me. Normally I wouldn't recommend watching one of these other videos, but definitely go check this video out, because a lot of the stuff that he was saying definitely makes sense. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense that what doesn't make sense is how Esau intentionally put so many barriers, all right, in order to discourage and prevent people from doing certain things. And then the expectation is just, oh, the people are going to do it, this, that, and third, X, Y, and Z and stuff like that, rather than just, okay, well, do we really need a fucking license to do law? Do we really need a license to do X, Y, and Z and stuff like that? Especially like, well, maybe for doctor stuff, but in terms of like getting a job, because that's one of the biggest things about college graduates. They go to get jobs and stuff like that, or no, they go to college, they do everything, they have their degrees, but then they say, okay, well, I'm a college graduate, I got my master's degree in X, Y, and Z, but I can't get a job because they're asking me for experience that I couldn't have gotten because I was getting my degree in what's it called. So you're basically expecting me to have experience, like physical hands-on experience, rather than even though I was just at school attempting to get the right to do it, which that's the dumb thing about it. There's no, all you have is college that tells you have to learn this, but there is no, okay, well, as a result of, there's no trade, like there's no trade school that says, let's just teach them the ways on the things hands-on. Okay, let's go into that stuff, rather than just saying, oh, well, get the qualifications first and then fuck off and suffer all that extra crap and stuff like that, which again, that's how evil this society is, and it was made and meant to fuck us over, but it's also fucking over the Edomites as well, because you have so many Edomites that are also complaining about stuff as well. Except he even said that, he said that recently. He said that
I was a student athlete asking, oh, we want 5 years of experience, and oh, I remember I did all this bullshit. But until you actually get into sink or swim, speak English, man. Just look at a damn textbook. I'm having to learn Spanish. The degree in international, or over half of these jobs that be having lessons and asking for all this experience either be filled by nepo babies who already have no experience, or if they just train you on the job, you'll be able to get it. You have to understand that.
So yeah, that was another thing where it's just they have nepo babies where they just, oh, you got the job because I don't care about the experience, because I can just teach you on the job X, Y, and Z, and I can make you jump the hoops jump over the hoops or skip the hoops where we would have for entry level of any literally anyone else or anything else. You don't have to deal with that. And guess what? Because most of these people that own this stuff in Babylon are Edomites, and of course it's all the Edomites that's going to have this stuff because of their bullshit ass unfair connections. Okay, so naturally that's where you go back to the thing of, oh, well, let's put up all these barriers so that these people can't do it, which is why things like this is so terrible. Anyway, let me go into these precepts. Sirach chapter 10 verse 3, an unwise king destroyed this people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And that's the thing here. Let me also get this. I think it's Isaiah 10. I'm gonna just to make the attempt. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, and I was right. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Unrighteous decree, which is before people were able to make a living off of this and the third, people were able to do certain jobs and stuff like that, but because they are limiting and trying to stop access from these jobs to people, well then now let's do this unfair bullshit of, okay, well, you can't have this, you can't do this, you can't have this, you can't X, Y, and Z, rather than just letting people be able to do certain jobs. They block access to things. All right, so this has always been Esau's MO, where he doesn't care about anything that's fair or right. He would rather just try to mess over us Israelites, and then anyone else can just suffer as a result of it, which that's what their people are doing. Their people are suffering as a result of it, and that's the thing here. You have these terrible ass leaders who think that, he is destroying us, he is attacking us, but guess what? We're not the only ones that's suffering as a result of it. The Edomites are also suffering as a result of all these laws that Esau is putting in place, especially with DJT's recent stuff. All right, we're not the only ones suffering. All right, who do you think suffered from Obamacare and the shutdown of all the freaking what's the other thing, the temporary shutdown of food stamps? All right, Edomites also suffer from both of those. All right, and also DEI project, where there was a lot of people that had lost their jobs because they were DEI hires. All right, and guess what? A lot of those weren't just so-called black people; they were also Edomites. All right, Proverbs 29 verse 2: when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right, and that's the thing here where if we were under the rule of a righteous leader, all right, if the people in the leadership roles were righteous, then no one would be complaining, no one would be suffering, no one would be mourning and all that stuff. But and that's the thing, it's so funny to me that people don't seem to make that connection in the scriptures, but they make it so easy. They're fine with saying that, oh yeah, our government hates us, our government doesn't, we should never trust our government, fuck the government, X, Y, and Z, but they will never make the connection that, okay, well, this is literal biblical prophecy for us to not to be wary of them and to not trust them. Okay, but yet, like, no one wants to make that connection. No one wants to acknowledge that when the prophets are out there telling you of all the stuff that's going on. Sirach chapter 4 verse 27: make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. And that's the thing where you look at the foolish, especially DJT, yes, primarily DJT, but even look at how terrible the Edomite rulership is, where they are making all their policies to destroy us, but it's like it kind of feels like they don't realize it, but they do realize that they are making their people suffer as well, and they don't even care to make any adjustments to stop it from happening. All right. Next, Oh, I keep on pressing the wrong thing. Mark 2, verse 27, and he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. And you know what's crazy is that Esau has made this society where you need to work multiple jobs and you cannot rest at all. If you rest, then okay, well you don't have enough. You don't have enough money. It's on a third. There's never. It's like everything is just work, and never rest, never time to yourself, never time to whatever. And that's his goal. Esau wants to turn. He even said that in the video as well. He was saying that he was saying how we are turning into robots, except they do want to make robots to replace us, but that doesn't change the fact that we are turning to robots. And a lot of people that work 9-to-5 jobs, they do tend to be soulless, except for people that actually have stuff outside, like brothers. So a lot of brothers might have 9-to-5 jobs, but at the same time, like if they're doing this work, all right, we tend to retain our personalities, if not retain it, but like it kind of. There are some brothers that that I know of. They have certain personalities that it's just like, I'm kind of like done with all this shit that I have to deal with, and that's basically the type of personality that develops where their hatred for society. All right, and I can definitely resonate with that sentiment, especially with like how I feel like I'm just done with Esau society. I've been done. Like, you don't know that type of shit that I've been thinking about, and just and how I've been exhausted generally, where I'm like, man, I just want this shit to be over or whatever. That's basically the mindset that I have adopted in terms of like, I'm just ready for the next thing, and forcing myself to have a bit more energy. And that's funny. That's so funny, Saki. That's so funny that I mentioned energy, is because even with my prayers, I've been forcing myself to give more energy, or to speak with more energy, because like I'm over here thinking like I really just want this I want the kingdom to come. All right, and even with everything, I have to force myself. Even with this, I'm forcing myself to give a bit more energy. All right, rather than just doing it like some fucking dead ass robot. But at the same time, I will say stuff like this is not as hard, and it's easier for me to give energy because there are things like what I want to show you right here. There's this thing that brother and sent me, and I actually thought it was very, very nice. It was pretty cool too. Basically, the thing here in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 4, where he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on the wise, and Yahweh did rest the seventh day from all his works. Let me also get this. 2 Timothy chapter, no, never mind, not Timothy. It's Matthew 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Where the thing here is that we have to copy YAHAWASHI. And what happened with YAHAWASHI is that he did rest. And now the thing about rest is, if you I'm gonna read this from off. You can't see it, but I'm reading this off from what a brother had sent me. He basically said, Yahweh rested because everything that needed to be done was done. Everything was complete, fully accomplished. In human terms, this expression is used when a lawyer completes his presentation in a court of law. He rests his case. Everything is in evidence. There is nothing left to present. That's basically the thing. And I thought that this was so cool as shit. This was so cool because, yeah, like the lawyer, all right, a lawyer isn't resting. Like, he's not saying, oh man, I'm so tired of doing all that shit, X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. No, he says, okay, well, I finished giving everything, so that's why I'm done. Like I'm stopping right now. And that was basically what YAHAWAH did, where he rests his case, or he rests the work instead of actually needing to rest. All right, so call YAHAWAH. I thought that was a very nice thing to add. And again, if America was a God-fearing country, then where is the rest? Where is the following of Yahawadah law, statutes, and commandments? All right. Of course, that's not there because this is not the society that follows through with that. It's a society built off of evil, wickedness, and self-serving demons. All right. So with that, I pray this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Shem, Yahawashi, Shem, Shabu, honor to the elders and apostles, great mill, son of Shalom.